everybody, and welcome in to the First and Football Podcast. Today is Friday, December 8th, 2023. I'm Justin Sutton, here with you in Green Bay with my fellow co-host, Mike Rosenthal. Dedicated
What's up,
to people on the road again.
I'm north. Yeah, dude, I'm north. I'm not too far from you. I'm only an hour away from you right now, up in by Sister Bay here, up in Door County, Wisconsin.
Interesting.
Doing a little family trip here, so got to get it in though. So I'm here. We got picks. Yeah, dude. I mean, I say we just get right into it here. Football starts on Sunday. Might as well. I mean, week 14. Can't wait.
I mean, week 14 technically has started, and I'm not going to let you get away without talking about this game.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, no, you're going to talk about this game. We had the hey, at least it wasn't the snoozer everybody thought it was going to be, but it was not a great game by any metric.
Yeah.
I'll just let you talk about this, man. This is your podium for the Steelers.
I don't really have a whole lot to say, man. This team's a disaster. The defense only played half of the game. When the defense played, they turned the Patriots into what the Patriots were. But the defense didn't show up the first half and let Bailey Zappi dice them up. But then after that, the defense was like, that, we're done. But then Mitch Trubisky, I mean, they had 2 turnovers in the red zone. One, they resulted in a touchdown and getting the extra point, or the 2-point conversion. And then another one before that, Mitch Trubisky, awful quarterback, 4th down and 2, throwing a bomb. Terrible decision-making when you have an open receiver. I don't have much to say about the Patriots suck. The Steelers suck. They just have different records. Both the teams don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Both the teams may lose these franchise coaches. Bill Belichick may be gone. Hopefully, I don't know if I want Mike Tomlin gone. I do, but I don't. It's a weird time to be a fan, even as a Packers fan myself too. It's a weird time. We're on a high right now. Jordan Love having a few good, great games in a row. The same way I was on a high with the Steelers having a 7-4 record. I mean, and now it's 7-6. Like, you ride these waves being with these, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the games, but I'm trying to do my best to sit back and just watch it and enjoy it for what it is and appreciate all the good times in the past. Because like getting worked up, it makes no sense. Mitch Trubisky is not a good quarterback. Mason Rudolph is not a good quarterback. Kenny Pickett is not a good quarterback. And whatever's happening in that locker room is toxic. And you can't blame that locker room for being that way because these are all athletes that want to win. They're not winning.
Yep.
And they know that their record is fake. Like, they shouldn't have that record. So I don't really have much to give the Patriots on this one. I mean, they didn't really do anything after the first half. I don't know.
It wasn't a snoozer, but it wasn't a great game. I mean, the only credit I'll give to New England, man, is like shout out to the hoodie for being able to get those guys to come out and play hard with a 2-10 record. Like that, I mean, the fact that they won that game on the road in Pittsburgh, I was just pretty impressed with that. I also kind of think that how do I say this? Bill Belichick does not want to. I'm sure he hears the rumors to some degree, and I don't think he wants to give it any credence. So he's out here coaching for his job essentially to a degree, but it's not really for like to stay with New England. I don't think he's
not a loser, dude.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's just like players don't tank. Coach, you're not trying to lose. He doesn't have that mindset,
right?
The Patriots had a very basic game plan that he watched the tape on the last games. The Steelers have no middle linebackers, lost all the injury. Alex Highsmith now left the game due to injury. They diced up the middle of the field, and what did I say in our pregame? The tight ends in the middle of the field are going to be impactful. And look at Hunter Henry with 2 touchdowns. And then Juju Smith-Schuster catching all those balls in the middle of the field. That's what they did. They exposed the weak point. This weak point in the Steelers was addressed in the offseason, and then it got killed because of injuries. It sucks to see, but they also need to learn how to overcome that.
Yeah, I definitely think that with the fact that I think Belichick was highly motivated, I think that he pretty much did that. He watched the tape for the offense, so that way, Bill O'Brien could get that side of the ball right. And I figured he looked at it from a defensive perspective of all I got to do is stop the run and force the ball in Trubisky's hands. And he was throwing picks, making bad decisions,
dude. Funny story here.
Kind of just typical Bill.
I was watching the
game
with. I was watching the game with texting back and forth with Summy, our friend.
Yep.
And I said, all right, 3rd and long in the Steelers end zone. Mitch is going to try to thread the needle. Boom, pick. I called it like 30 seconds. I'm just like, this dude does the same thing every time. He doesn't have good reads. They don't have this. The announcers were talking in this game. Like, if this team had a real quarterback, the Pittsburgh Steelers would be an absolute threat if they had a real quarterback, not having to have the defense on the field the whole game, and they have a set of studs that actually get open that the quarterbacks are blind to. Kenny Pickett starts. He checks off. He doesn't even look at his first guy. He's like 2nd, 3rd. Okay, I'm going to roll out. Mitch Trubisky, if he does throw it to his first or second guy, he's throwing it into fucking triple coverage and doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco going to get a lot of dudes kicked out the NFL. When I say dudes, I mean quarterbacks specifically, because the Browns picked up off the couch Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco looked better than Trubisky did. Joe Flacco looked better than Kenny Pickett has looked. You know what I mean?
Joe Flacco has looked better than any Browns quarterback the past 3 years, dude.
You're probably not wrong there, with the except, it's 2023. Baker's been gone. Yeah. I was gonna say, but Baker was all right
2
there,
years.
But
since.
I mean, his last year wasn't great there, but you're totally right, dude. Like, Joe Flacco off the couch literally is gonna this is what's going to keep like Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco are the opposite end of the spectrum right now. Joe Flacco is exposing all the bad ones, and Zach Wilson is doing the same thing. And it's kind of like, this is why it's better to have mediocrity behind your quarterback than absolutely uncertainty. You know what I mean?
The one thing I'll give a last note about this game, we got to move on. If Kenny Pickett was in this game, I think the Steelers win this game.
Oh, I totally agree. I walked away from that game thinking the same thing.
If Kenny Pickett played the entire last game, I think the Steelers have a chance to win that game. Like, Kenny Pickett is he's still a big question mark if he's a franchise quarterback, but he is a much smarter quarterback than Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, Kenny does not want to turn the ball over. Like, he's got the gunslinger mentality, but he's not like, F it, Pickens down there somewhere like Trubisky is, you know what I mean, or whoever.
And before that injury, Kenny was thrown to the middle of the field, throwing dots. Like, it was looking nice.
Yeah, he was looking good with this new offense. But yeah, let's move on. We got the first game here. Yeah, of the noon hour. Buccaneers at the Falcons. ATL. I actually went and updated the lines here. Atlanta is favored by 2.5 points.
Okay. Good thing you updated that. I'm just running off of
there was only a few lines that changed, but all these lines here are from the ESPN betting odds. So, Mike, you currently do not have this line. You're not taking this. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, correct. I'm listening. I'm going to be talking. Just changing here.
You're good. If you want, I can give my take first.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, I'm going to take the veterans here. A division game, but the Buccaneers really need to win this. I think that the Buccaneers are going to do so. With Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield having this great connection this year, I still have that blind faith, like I've had all year, that the Buccaneers are going to be good. And I'm going to hold that on because I think they're going to sneak into the playoffs by winning that division.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the veteran experience here of Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield is going to hold them steady in a game that's probably going to get ugly. I definitely think that the Falcons are going to come out swinging too. I don't expect them to get stomped on, that's for sure. But I think the Buccaneers offense, they already played the Falcons once, and they didn't have a terrible game. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. And, I mean, the second time around, they're getting another look at this defense. They have a healthy Mike Evans. Baker's playing well, and Rachaad White is quietly RB6 on the year in half-point PPR appointments. So, I mean, he's doing the
week after week. We're talking about this guy.
Yeah, his last game against the Falcons, he had 13 carries for like 34 yards, which is garbage. But he had 6 for 65 through the air, and that's where Atlanta's really vulnerable too. Is the running back passing game. So I definitely am not taking this line either. I think Baker and the Buccaneers take this dub, and they also sneak in the playoffs by winning this division.
You are you're gonna edit that in the spreadsheet?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise I could.
I have everything going, so we're good to go here. Moving on to the next game. We got
Lions
Lions
at
at
Bears.
Bears. Interesting. This game
You
is
have the
in
updated
Chicago.
lines.
Yeah, this is Detroit -3. This game is in
Oh,
Chicago.
3 now.
Yeah, it was 3.5. Now it's come down to -3. And I think the Sharps in Vegas are kind of thinking what I'm thinking, and that is Jared Goff has been struggling lately. And now he's got to go play in Chicago in December.
And
Jared Goff
a Bears defense that is
that
not
has been playing
that
well.
bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the Bears defense is pretty solid right now. They're not great by any stretch of the imagination, but they certainly aren't bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The last time they played each other, the Lions barely squeaked it out. They had to come back to win the game, and I think Detroit wins the game here. And I'm a little reluctant to take this line.
With it being 3, I'm totally taking it now because if they win by a field goal, it's a wash.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that as well. I'm gonna take this line. I think Detroit wins the game. That's not the question for me. It's just by how much. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it. So that way, if we go down, we go down together.
Yeah, I don't have, like a lot of these games. I don't have a whole lot of notes. Trying to make this, I guess, briefer. I just think the Bears keep this game close because it's a division game and the Lions have a questionable defense.
Yep.
I think Fields is going to be able to do something, and I could see a field goal win here or something like that.
Completely agree.
Next, we have Colts at Bengals. Is that still -1.5?
No, it's actually moved up. It is Bengals -2.5, and I can't believe this. I'm actually not taking this because I think Indy's going to win this game outright.
Yeah, I'm going to take this.
Okay.
I think the Bengals are going to win at home. I think with Mixon, he's going to be a stud this game. I don't know why. I guess it's maybe just pessimism here. Everybody in the AFC North is on an uptrend, and the Steelers on the downtrend, and it seems to go like that. So if the Steelers are doing really good, other teams are losing, and I don't know. I think it can be probably a little bit of a gunslinging shootout here, and I'm taking Jamar Chase in that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a back and forth affair. However, I give the defensive edge to the Colts, and I also give the offensive edge to the Colts simply for the fact that we don't know what Jake Browning is. Like, yeah, he came out and had a good game. Guess what? So did Will Levis. So it's kind of like, is this fool's gold? Is this real? I don't think the Bengals offense is going to.
Will Levis did not even have close to a game that Browning had, though.
Okay, but let's be fair. Like, you were drooling over Levis, as was I. Like, a lot of people were. Everybody was like, "Wow, what a showing!"
No drool.
Will Levis.
You just did all right.
Okay, well, I don't think the Bengals offense is going to be inept by any stretch of the means, but dude, that Colts defense is stingy, man. They're underrated.
Agreed.
I think Minshew is playing out of his mind right now, and he's low key got this team in playoff contention. Like, nobody's taking them too seriously, and I think that's the problem. I think the Colts have real, like, they got chips on the table right now. They got real motivation. They got something to play for. They want this playoff spot, and I think Shane Steichen wants that Coach of the Year award, and I think he's going to get it if he gets them into the playoffs and they win.
I mean, they're playing the Bengals this week, and then the Steelers, I think, next week.
Colts have a very winnable schedule coming up here. I think they play the Raiders coming up too. Like, yeah, they got. I think they're playing a good schedule.
I think the Colts are playing the Steelers in Indy, and the Steelers. I mean, anybody can beat them, literally.
Everybody's talking about all the Jags, it's their division to lose, or like, is Houston going to come back and take it? Don't sleep on the Colts, man. I would not be surprised if the Colts end up knocking one of those two out of the playoffs or keeping one of those two out of the playoffs. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Houston. I mean, you never know.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if both the Colts and Houston made it in. I think that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, somebody's getting snubbed by the Colts in that division is what I'm saying.
Steelers for. Oh, in that division, yeah.
Yeah, in that division.
Steelers for sure aren't making a wild card spot.
But yeah, I definitely expect Zach Moss to just kind of churn his way right through this Bengals.
So you're not taking that line?
No, not at all. I think Colts win this game.
Next, we got Jaguars at Browns.
Yes,
Cleveland -3 still?
Correct. That is still the line.
Is Lawrence playing? I haven't been.
I don't believe so.
Is he still questionable?
Let me
no, I saw questionable. I definitely saw questionable.
Yeah.
Actually, I have Wi-Fi here. I forgot. I can log right into this.
All right.
What's that password?
Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence officially listed as questionable. He practiced in a limited fashion both Thursday and Friday. So it's probably going to be a game time decision. I don't know, man. I think if he does play, it's basically null and void. I think it's the same as having Nick Mullins play, simply for the fact that the mobility is such a key factor for Trevor Lawrence's game.
I had the same
I
thought.
think Cleveland's going to win this game no matter what. I think that
Same.
defense is playing great. I think Joe Flacco is on. I don't know how they're even considering going back to DTR after the way Joe Flacco looked last week. I mean, sure, mobility is nice in the league, but it's not like they have a bad offensive line. Cleveland can pass protect. Just throw Joe Flacco in there. Let your defense go hunt. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't matter who's that quarterback. One's immobile. One's the backup. So I actually like Cleveland to win this game because they also, just like the Colts, they got chips on the table here.
You took all my notes, and I am with you. Cleveland wins.
Oh,
I literally have all those points.
I didn't even read your notes. So
it pretty much it started with Lawrence being hurt. Flacco can sling it. Browns D at home. Close game win.
There you go.
All right, we got Panthers at
here.
Saints.
This line actually jumped up quite a bit, 1.5. Man, New Orleans was favored by 4.5. Now they're favored by 6.
I'm still taking that division game. Saints need a big win. They're gonna. Derek Carr's are gonna play. I'm guessing. I saw some reports that he was a full participant today. I'm guessing he'll clear concussion protocol tomorrow.
Yeah, and everything that I've seen about Derek Carr is he's trending in the right direction.
It's a division game and they need a big win in a tight division. I think that the Saints come up with this at home and win by at least a touchdown. The Panthers are obviously not good.
Yeah, Derek Carr was a full participant in practice on Friday, and he's listed as questionable. So I think he's going to play. Rashid Shaheed did not practice at all this week, but is listed as questionable. And he kind of seems like one of those guys that could do that. Chris Olave, he's expected to play, even though he's listed as questionable with an illness.
Yeah, so I got to take that line.
I'll see. I'm going to stay away from this line. I'm going to say no. I do think New Orleans wins this game, but man, Carolina is desperate right now. The offense has looked a little bit better. That defense is real, and this is a divisional matchup. These things are usually lower scoring, and these games get weird. I fully expect New Orleans to win. I would not be shocked if Carolina won. I just think they're going to keep it within that 6-point range.
We would definitely be shocked if Carolina won.
I wouldn't
tell me you can't be shocked.
I would be surprised. I would not be like jaw on the floor shocked. Like if they blew the Saints out, I would be shook. I would be jaw on the floor. But if they won like on a squeaker field goal, I'd be like, damn, I can't believe the Saints won. But I mean, Saints
I guess
lost,
I put surprised and shocked on the same plane. But yeah,
I think surprise is just like a tier below shocked. Shocked is like, oh my goodness,
true.
You
can't talk. Surprised,
socks
you're like
are
happy.
Off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, next we got
Texans
at Jets.
Jets. Houston is still favored by 3.5 points. And honestly, I think you have to take this line based off everything we've seen. I don't care about Zach Wilson coming back. The Jets offense is still inept. DeMeco Ryans in that defense is, I mean, now that I just said that out loud, I think they're going to wreak havoc on that offense. But in the same token, Robert Saleh knows exactly how that defense operates. He came from that system. He learned with DeMeco Ryans, like they worked together in San Francisco. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets were able to get a few plays in here and there, but there's no way they're going to be able to compete with the Houston Texans offense. CJ Stroud is slicing and dicing. I don't care if they got Sauce. I don't care if they got DJ Reed. The only thing that I worry about with CJ is the sacks. Is he going to be able to have enough time to throw? Because without Tank Dell, his favorite dude, he's going to be depending a lot on Nico Collins, Robert Woods, and the tight end Brevin Jordan, and also Noah Brown. So I mean, if Tank Dell was out there, I think Houston blows him out. But if without Tank Dell there, I think that offense is going to face a little bit of struggle early on, but ultimately they pull away from the Jets convincingly later.
I mean, Nico Collins had like 190 something yards.
Yeah,
without
Sauce
Tank
Gardner
Dell
is really good at locking dudes down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden you got DJ Reed on Noah Brown. I mean, the Jets, it's like that's definitely a mismatch.
The Jets they don't get that many sacks either. They're like bottom half of the league in sacks. So that is beneficiary to CJ Stroud and being able to roll out and move his legs.
Yeah, I just don't think that Houston has the greatest offensive line.
So you're taking that line?
Yes, I am taking that line.
All right, let's move on. Rams at Ravens. This is one where I'm not taking this line. Was it still 7.5?
It is still 7.5.
Yeah, I'm not taking this line. I may be dumb for this, but this is my maybe an upset of the week.
Do
I
tell,
think that
state your case. I'm very interested to hear this.
I mean, I
This is
just think that
crazy.
I have blind faith in Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua, and Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee. Those are all great players. I think the Ravens, they're coming off. The hard part about this is the Rams are coming from across the country. The
Yeah.
Ravens are on a bye week and they're at home.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, I think maybe they stumble a little bit. I don't know if Lamar Jackson, I know he had an illness that he was dealing with earlier in the week, but
So you think they might come in sleeping on the Rams a little bit?
I think they might come sleeping in there. I would not be surprised if the Rams win. I'm just not taking the 7.5 line. I think that the Rams can keep this within, a touchdown.
Wow.
But
That's a very good case for it, man. You make a lot of really good points. I didn't think about it that way, but I can definitely see how you can. I without Cooper Kupp, healthy and without a good offensive line, I just think this defense is going to be a little too sound, and it's going to just kind of make things really hard for the Rams. They might
yeah,
put
it's
some
gonna.
points on the board, but I don't expect them to keep it within a touchdown. I think Baltimore rolls them by like 10.
All right, cool. All right, what
It's
do we got
just that's
next?
just the way they've been playing at home, man. Baltimore's a different team at home, similar to Dallas. Next game is the start of the 3 o'clock windows. We have Vikings at Raiders. Minnesota's currently favored by 3 points.
Side note: I just looked up Lamar Jackson. He is active, so he was just a sickness, but he's full go. Uh,
Sweet.
so that's good for my fantasy.
Yeah. Uh,
Minnesota -3, you said?
yes. Currently, you are taking that line, is what you have here.
Yeah. So both these teams are coming off a bye, and I think Josh Dobbs is a lot. I think he probably took some time over this bye week. He's a smart guy. Some more practices. I think that he is and then Justin Jefferson coming back. It's Justin Jefferson versus Devontae Adams. Both of them have quarterbacks, and they're probably this would be such a good matchup if they had good quarterbacks, man. But I think Minnesota is going to be able to win this game actually they're in Vegas, but I think Dobbs is going to be a better quarterback. I think Jefferson's going to want to have a great game. They have one of the best tight ends in Hawkinson in the NFL right now. It's going to be a close game, probably maybe a little bit of a stinker. Both teams have a lot of great weapons. Both teams have really two stud wide receivers. You got Jordan Addison, Jefferson, and you got Devontae Adams and what's his name, Jacoby Myers.
Correct.
I mean, I think this game could kind of be a stinker, but also maybe a good game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Both these teams kind of seem on the same field, same playing field as me. They have some
Yeah.
studs. They lost their quarterback. Well, they didn't. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo. But
Well, to be fair, I mean they did lose their quarterback. Like I wish this was still Derek Carr's Raiders against Kirko's Vikings. Man, this game 2 years
that
ago would be electric.
boom.
Like I still
Yeah.
think this is going to be a good game, and I agree with you. I think these teams are on equal level. I think it's kind of about a pick 'em, and we have differences across the board here, Mike. I love the Raiders to come out and win this game, man. They are playing inspired football still for Anthony Pierce. I'm sorry for Antonio Pierce. And I honestly believe that Aiden O'Connell is really comparable to Josh Dobbs. He's probably a better true passer. Josh Dobbs is way more mobile. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's going to have something for him in the first half, scripted plays. But that Raiders defense is pretty underrated. I actually like Raiders defense better than the Vikings defense. And I think
Vikings defense also underrated.
it is. I agree. I just a slight edge. It's not much. A slight edge of the Raiders because Max Crosby is playing at a DPOY level right now. I mean, he is unreal.
Yeah.
I honestly think
good.
he's going to be getting to Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is better outside of structure, and when you try to make him play within structure, and it's tight contested throws as opposed to guys just busting coverages and plays getting broken open, Josh Dobbs ain't the guy. I think the
You
Raiders
just
defense.
contradicted your statement there.
What do you mean?
If Josh Dobbs is pressuring, or if Max Crosby is pressuring Josh Dobbs, he's running out of the pocket, opening up plays, and that's when Josh Dobbs is good. Is when
Right.
he has to leave the
That's going to
pocket.
be second half stuff. So like in the first half when they're
Oh
in
yeah,
the in the
okay.
first half when they're writing up all their scripted plays, if it's not blatantly there for him,
it's going to be broken.
It's
Yeah.
if it's not like basically a wide open play, you know what I mean? I'm very curious to see how good Josh Dobbs is going to be because the Raiders got rid of Marcus Peters. Their secondary's not all that great, but I still like the defense, man.
So you're not taking that line.
I'm not taking that line. I think Raiders win this game, man.
All right. Next, we got Seahawks at 49. Sorry, I don't
Oh,
mean to rush you,
you're
but
good,
I
but
got
I don't even want
like
to
10
talk about
minutes.
this game.
I'm taking the 49ers minus 10 and a half still.
No, that line jumped up to Niners minus 12. It's in Santa Clara.
I'm still going to take it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I am too. Niners look way too complete and dominant right now.
And the Seahawks don't know who their running back is. I mean,
and without a running back, we've seen Seattle's offense is not the same.
Yeah, I don't like anything Geno Smith.
Yeah, DK's been on a tear lately, or at least from that one Thursday night game, but I do not expect a repeat performance, that's for sure. I think 49ers win this very convincingly.
All right, let's talk about a good game here.
Yeah,
Bills at Chiefs. And thank God, I'm so amped. This is like a 3:00 game. This is going to be awesome, and it's not going to make us fall asleep.
This game actually moved as well on the line, just a little bit. Kansas City was favored by 1.5. Now they're favored by 1. And I think that the Sharps are seeing what I'm seeing, and that is a reeling Kansas City. They're always good after a loss. They're always good after a bye. But they're just like we've been saying all year, they're receiver deficiencies, and we can't say exactly what else is wrong, but something ain't right. I mean, the pass protection isn't all that great this year. Kelsey's not, getting open the way he usually does. I mean, they're missing that extra juice. I think Buffalo's got all the juice. They got all the chips on the table right now.
They don't have all the juice.
I'm talking about momentum.
They are desperate.
Momentum.
They have no momentum. The Bills have no momentum. What are you talking about?
They have desperation momentum right now.
No,
Kansas City's
you
like,
can't
we
call
can still walk up
desperation
to 1
momentum.
seed.
That's an oxymoron.
Okay, I'll call it motivation.
No, it's desperation. That's all it is.
Can be motivation.
Yeah.
I'll leave it. I'll say motivation.
We're in the same page. My notes literally said, Bills are desperate. They're winning to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a close game. This is going to be an awesome fucking game. I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
And I would not be surprised if the Chiefs won with a last-second field goal, if the Bills won with a last-second field goal, hopefully this comes down to the last drive of the game.
Yeah.
And thank God neither of these teams had Mitch Trubisky running that last drive.
Yeah, one last note here on Bills Chiefs. I know Stephon Diggs has been a disappointment to a lot of people in fantasy football the last couple of weeks, but I smell a vintage Steph Diggs
2 touchdown.
Whoa, I'm not going that far. My bold predictions haven't been all that great this year, but I think vintage would be like 100 plus and a touchdown. But he lives for these big games, and more specifically the Chiefs. He hates.
And he's a dog. He's a dog. Yeah.
He felt that pain. He stayed on the field to watch them get their Lamar Hunt trophy. Man, he still remembers. So I think Stephon Diggs has shown a lot of maturity in basically stepping back and letting other guys contribute to the offense. I think if they get Kincaid going early, it's going to open up Diggs for a huge rest of game.
Give me a Josh Allen truck stick into the end zone.
Give me a Josh Allen hurdle. Yeah, that too.
No, I don't want the hurdle. I want to watch him body someone.
I want to see the move that he puts on a dude that makes my butthole pucker, man, in fear and excitement. That's the Josh Allen I want, whether it's from his arm or from his legs. That's the play I want. But let's move on to the next game here. We got Broncos at Chargers. And man,
let's not talk. Let's keep this to 10 words. No, I'm not taking that line. Broncos are better.
Both teams desperate. Broncos actually have hope not taking this line. I think Denver's going to win this game. Russ bounces back. Sean Payton's a goon at coach there. And last but not least,
30 fantasy points.
Last but not least, the marquee matchup. I'm so excited for this game. I have plenty of notes for this. So
I know you're not taking this line, and I am. I already know that.
No, currently you have no to this line of Dallas minus 3.5. It looks like you think the Eagles are going to win.
Do I?
You currently have no to the Dallas minus 3.5 line.
Oh no, I think it's going to be close, but I think the Cowboys win by a field goal. So you think
the Cowboys still win? Okay.
But I guess let me just run down.
Yeah, go for it. I'm excited to hear this.
I guess when I gave your prediction for you ignorantly, I think that I've been a Cowboys fanboy. You've been an Eagles fanboy.
Yep.
So, hands down, this is the game of the week. The Cowboys have a lot to prove that they can beat a good team. The Eagles are gritty and they need a big bounce back after getting their shit kicked in last week by the 49ers. This is going to be a close game. The fact that it's in Dallas is very good for Dallas.
Yes.
But the Eagles are just grit, dude. All they are is grit, man. Jalen Hurts. But I think that Dallas, they both have equal weapons, but Dallas defense has been playing better this year than the Eagles defense. Uh, I think it's going to be close, but the Cowboys are going to come away with this and prove that they have something to prove this year. Man, if Dallas is going to make a run at it this year, it needs to be them and the 49ers. It's the 49ers, Eagles, and Cowboys right now.
Yeah.
They're absolutely
with
way
Detroit
better than
hanging
any
out
team.
In the corner.
Detroit and the Packers are going to be there too, hanging out with Detroit.
I think we might sniff a playoff win this year. We'll see. But that's not the topic at
let's
hand.
start with the playoff.
That's not the topic at hand. Eagles Cowboys here. Yeah, I've been a Philly fanboy all year, man. I mean, very similarly.
Time out. I can't get over that point. You thinking the Packers are going to sniff off a playoff win, just like the highs and the lows.
Dude, if we get to go face Detroit again, that's big bro versus little bro.
I know it's just
they want no piece of us for the third time within 6 weeks. I'm telling you,
it is absolutely fucking hilarious how like amped your brain is about being able to say that versus I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
0 to 100. Real quick. This is a week-to-week league, and man, I'm a lot better this week than I was 3 weeks ago.
All right, carry on with your Eagles fandom. We got to wrap it up here.
Yeah, I've been a Philly fanboy all year. I very similarly look at this as a Packers-Bears rivalry. Philly has kind of always been big brother, at least in my lifetime, and Cowboys have kind of been little bro. And honestly, Philly can stop the run, man. They're ranked 4th rushing defense. But that doesn't really matter a whole lot because Dallas doesn't really need to run, even though they
can't run either.
And you're going to eat your words right there. They actually have the 11th ranked rushing offense in the league.
And even though I'm not a big Tony Pollard has not been great in fantasy, he still has not been. He's not the worst running back in the league in fantasy. They aren't up to the hype that they were.
Do you know where that passing offense is ranked for Dallas, Mike?
First.
3. Dallas's passing offense is ranked 3rd in the league. And against that sorry 29th ranked Philly passing defense, man, this is classic big brother versus little brother scenario, just like Packers Bears. But just like Packers Bears, every once in a while the Packers predominantly own the Bears manage to squeak out a win, and it keeps their hopes alive. And that's what happens this week. Dallas getting the dub at home. Different team over Philly, who was beat the fuck up. They played 90-plus snaps before they played San Francisco.
You were waiting to tell me that. You were
short week against a physical San Fran team, and they got their shit kicked in, man. San Fran took it to them. And, dude, the last time these two teams played, it went down to the wire, and it was close in Philly. Dude, if Dak doesn't step out of bounds, they probably win that game. I mean, if Micah Parsons hits 13 sacks this season, he's going to be only the second player since 1982 in their first 3 seasons to hit that number. The only other player to do that was Reggie White. This dude is historically great. And side note, offensive weapon note here, sneaky play. Jake Ferguson this week against the Eagles loves to play him, okay? In 3 games, he's got 12 catches for $155 and 2 touchdowns. The last time they played him in Philly, he had, 7 catches and a touchdown. So,
wow.
I think Dallas, man, they got a lot on the table. Dallas really wants to win this division. I think they can't stand Philly, just like the Bears can't stand the Packers and vice versa. It's I think this gets ugly. I think Cowboys win, and I think Cowboys win by about a touchdown. I just don't think Philly's going to be able to stop them, man. Jalen Hurts ain't right. He's healthy enough to go play, but he's not healthy enough to go evade that crazy pass rush from Dallas, man. I think AJ Brown has a day. I think it's a high scoring affair. But because I do think that, Philly makes their adjustments in the second half to compete with Dallas and make a bit of a comeback. But I think Dallas kind of jumps on them a little bit, and then Philly's just throwing the rock around because they don't know who they are.
I think all the studs here have a game. You're going to see all the studs getting the rock, but I'm with you. I think, like we were talking before about momentum, the Cowboys have all the momentum right now, man. They are balling out, and they're at home. I mean,
I think this is a postponed Super
you
Bowl
surprised me
hangover
there.
for the Eagles, man.
You surprised me there. Yeah, I did not
Like that
expect you to
poker
be.
face. You like that? I've
Yeah.
been working on that. Oh man,
All right, man.
banger.
Wrap us up here, buddy.
Yeah, what a banger of an episode. Love the fact that we got
Sorry
to
it was
close
so
this
quick,
out.
but
It's all good. Love the fact we got to wrap this up on Eagles Cowboys. So with that being said, we will get into the Monday night games on the Sunday night episode when we get back to you after Sunday's action. Hope
two
everybody
Monday
has
night games.
Yeah, double header. Hope everybody has a great weekend. It's pretty nice weather here in Wisconsin. Don't know where everybody's at, but yeah, enjoy it. So please give us a like, subscribe, and please hit those notifications. Don't miss an episode. Be a friend, tell a friend. And here at T1FP, we thank you for the support. We thank you for everything from start to finish. Catch you later.